Well, my name is Steve Ridgel, and I'm a Christian. And because I'm a Christian, I believe God is good. I also, as a Christian, believe this world is bad. Now, if you're not a believer in God, you may disagree with the God is good. You may not even think there is a God, but you will agree on one thing: this world is bad. Horrible things happen in this world. And so I've been talking a little bit about why this world is so bad and God's so good. So, where's God in a bad world? Why is the world so bad if God's so good? And we talked about the fact that God made a perfect world and, well, we people messed it up. Adam and Eve, our ancestors, messed it up, made a bad choice. God said, this is yours, a perfect world. Live in it and enjoy it. Just don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And they did. You know, I hear a lot of people talk about that and they're like, man, well, why? Free will. God gave us free will. So we make choices and sometimes there's consequences. And Satan hated God, rebelled against God, wanted to be God. And so he tries to destroy God's creation and he tempts Adam and Eve and they eat of the tree and consequences are out of the garden and there went the perfect world. But I think we need, sometimes people say, well, why do they make that choice? I wouldn't have done. If that's true, why did? And let me tell you why they did. Because making good choices is not always easy. And sometimes making bad choices is really easy. I mean, look how Satan set it up. He basically did three things to Adam and Eve. One, he came in and said, look how good this fruit looks. Don't you want to eat this? It looks so good. You know, I think Satan still works that way in this world. Don't you want that person? Oh, I know it's somebody else's wife, but don't you want her? She looks so good. Boy, don't look, they're just leaving that money right there. And wouldn't it be so good to be able to buy whatever it is Satan knows that you want? And nobody would know, and you could take and look over that. And you know what? Yeah, you're not going to treat people well because you know what? You deserve what you want over here. And look at that. You want it, get it, no matter what. You deserve it. That's the way Satan works. Kind of worked that way on them. The other thing he did with Adam and Eve, it'll taste so good. Appeal to your appetites. Boy, Satan still does that to lots of us. Sometimes literally with food. Yeah, your weight's a lot of control, your health's bad, but wouldn't another piece of pie be so good? It will taste so good. Alcohol, drugs, sex, food, whatever it is that Satan drives. You're everybody's got to have a really good looking body. So why don't you do one more set of crunches till, if you're not careful, how you look becomes your God. Our bodily appetites, the things we see. And if that's not enough, he comes in and says, remember, God doesn't want you to do this because you'll be like God. Man, that appeal to our pride, our ego. You be in charge. I still hear that all over this world today. I wouldn't serve a God who? Well, if God would do it this way, I would. I even hear Christians sometimes saying, well, God might have said, but of course he couldn't have meant that because I know that's not what really. And we try to make God in our image, define God, be God. And those three temptations hadn't changed a bit. Boy, look at that. You want it, you deserve it, you need it. Go get it no matter what. Boy, wouldn't it be good in your body if you could do this, if you could do that, and taste this, and you know what? You need to run things. And those are hard temptations. It's still hard to make the correct choice, which is why I believe as a Christian, we need Jesus.